Previously on When Calls the Heart, I wrote this as a love letter to my son and to everyone else in this town who's been a source of strength and comfort.
How's the new pharmacist working out?
You won't come near me. I think this accident has affected me more than I'm willing to admit it has.
Judge Avery, hello again.
Is there something you want?
As you're aware, I represent the concern that's building the foundry.
Now, you know this Walden's crooked. You're the mayor. You should act like it.
You strike me as someone who knows when they might need a partner.
Good morning, May. Rosemary, when do you and Lee publish the next edition?
Day after tomorrow. It's still only twice a week, but we're working to be right up there with the Herald. Only better.
Lucas, you got a minute? Hey, off to the side, I suppose.
Works happening down there at the foundry. You been out that way?
Had my hands full, actually.
Anything in particular?
A little bit of this, a little bit of that.
I read Elizabeth's book.
Tell me, what do you think of Mr. Gaines?
Well, if her intention was to base him on me, I'm afraid I fall short of the character.
Oh, come on, Henry, you should know. Elizabeth thinks very highly of you. A lot of people here do.
Well, be that as it may, reading the book gave me a moment of clarity, and I believe that I will be staying with the company if Smith and his investors decide to accept the offer.
Oh, I don't see why they wouldn't now.
Say, you know where I might find Fiona?
I do not.
Good morning, Rosemary.
Hello, Florence. It's Elizabeth. I'm calling from next door. I was just wondering if you might be able to spare Robert today?
Today?
Yes, I just found out that Laura is sick, and I have no one to watch little Jack. Oh, I wish I could help it.
Robert's sick, too. I heard there's an unpleasant summer cold going around.
Yes, I know. Well, thank you. No, Jack, don't touch that!
Let's not do it again.
Now, postage rates are going down the 1st of July. So it'll be 2 cents to mail a letter, and still a penny a postcard.
Who says progress has its price?
Elizabeth doesn't have anyone to watch Jack. I was thinking I might offer.
Without Robert, one of us will be needed over at the pharmacy.
Oh, you're probably right. Hello, Lucas.
Hi.
All right.
You rang.
No, but it is very nice to see you.
Right, you rang Florence. Who told me you need someone to watch Jack?
Yes. Do you have anyone in mind?
Me.
Oh, lunch, change of clothes, toys.
Me?
Oh, really? I just assumed you'd have business to attend.
Nothing urgent.
Are you sure?
You're in a bind, and Jack and I are gonna have so much fun. Right, buddy?
Well, if you're sure.
I am. Have a great day.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Oh! No ice cream.
No ice cream?
At least not for today. It's starting to become all he wants to eat.
No ice cream.
Ice cream?
Little pitchers do have big ears. Hey, buddy, why don't we play Safari? What sound does a lion make?
Roar.
Come in.
Ollie, ollie, oxen free.
I don't think that's how jail works.
I've never seen the inside of a jail before. It's kind of depressing.
That's how jail works.
Makes you think twice about doing something to wind up here.
So then why are you here?
I thought I would work with Newt before opening the pharmacy. Care to join me?
The other day, you wanted to work with Newton alone. What's changed?
I realized I can hit two birds with one stone by teaching you and Newt.
Sounds good.
All right, then.
You're just asking because I proved Pithy Brent pushes papers.
Oh, Lee, stop being so clever. I'm asking because your first newspaper piece was quite good. And because I am the editor-in-chief, and I hand out the assignments.
Fine. But am I ever gonna get to write about something else?
Well, of course, but right now our new mayor is news. People want to know what he has planned for Hope Valley.
Fine, I'll do it. Sweetheart, be honest with me. Do you really think I would have made a good mayor?
Lee Coulter, when have I ever not been honest with you?
I mean, you're my wife. It's hard to be objective.
Perhaps, but just because I think you hung the moon in stars doesn't mean I wouldn't tell you the truth.
Even if it hurt?
Even if it hurt. I might just give you a kiss to make it feel better.
Fine.
This is such a lovely office, Bill. Seems a shame to cut it in half.
Well, His Honor Hickam needs an office. I'm just not ready to give up the entire space.
And what is it you're so busy doing over here anyway? Forensics?
Well, I confiscated Wyman Walden's gun when he arrived in town.
Really? And why is that?
Just curious as to whether it's been fired lately, that sort of thing.
Really? And why is that?
Molly, you said you've been interested in interior design?
Well, this,
Well, I'm...
please.
How's it going?
When Lee asked me to join his company, I don't know, I hoped somehow it'd be more fun.
Isn't that why it's called work?
It's a bookkeeping, invoicing. And with Lee writing at the newspaper, I've had to take care of things I didn't expect. I've been considering asking for a raise, or maybe even him selling me a part of the business.
Wouldn't that mean even more work?
Well, at least I'd be working for myself.
I understand. With Clara gone, I've been wondering the same thing about me and this cafe. You were right when you said what's important is that we're here now.
Can't change the past. Let's just focus on building our future.
There was a crooked man who went a crooked mile. He found a crooked sixpence by a crooked style. What did he buy?
Well, that looks like fun.
We're out for some fresh air?
I'll be down to the wells. You'll let me know if you hear anything, yeah?
Of course.
All right. See you, little Jack.
Cat. That's it. He bought a crooked cat, which caught a crooked mouse, and they all lived together in a crooked little house. Should we go one more time?
I'm excited about having a phone. Faith, let's try the desk there.
We've tried it there.
We did? Let's try it again.
All right. So, were you able to help Bill?
I'm afraid not. His office just isn't big enough to make into two. There. What do we think?
Then I'm sorry you went to help Bill.
I don't like the desk here either.
Oh, Molly.
I'm sorry. Here we go. I don't think I found my true passion yet. Not like you or Elizabeth have. What do you think about forensics?
Well, I think until we get this office in shape, you should stick with interior design.
Good job, Newt. Good job. All righty, let's go. Come on. What do you think?
That's incredible.
Yeah, he's doing even better than I expected.
Thank you. Again.
Considering the bond you two have, I can't imagine what this horse means to you, Nathan.
You know, and I couldn't help him, and I thought that bond was lost. Like I said, thank you.
We all have limitations. I think what's important is learning to accept them and to rely on someone we trust when we fall short.
Hey there, Newt. But everything's gonna be okay, all right? Right?
I'll bring him back to the stable, but we should plan for another session.
And something else we see when we're looking up at the clouds.
Mrs. Thornton, isn't that Mr. Bouchard with little Jack?
Right up there.
What happened to Laura?
She wasn't feeling well, so Mr. Bouchard is looking after Jack today.
Are you getting married?
When?
Are you? Why don't you all gather your things and head inside? I'd like to use the chalkboard.
Mrs. Thornton, nice to see you.
Mr. Landis, expecting another storm?
I'm here on my usual district visit.
Well, I have news to report. I recently made a trip to Hamilton where I tested and received my certification to teach Angela.
Oh, Mrs. Thornton, I am so very sorry. We can't recognize accreditation from outside the district. I'm afraid your certification is worthless.
Two fine gentlemen out for a stroll and a roll. Are we having fun?
One of us is. Not so sure about the other.
Oh, missing his mama?
Just getting a little fussy.
Oh, time for a nap?
I'm ready for one. This is hard work. But no, Jack had his earlier.
Oh.
Do you have any idea what it could be?
Well, his eyes are clear and he doesn't have a runny nose. Doesn't feel feverish. Perhaps it's his 3-year-old molars coming in.
Yeah, your guess is as good as mine.
When in doubt, ice cream.
Oh, no ice, yay, imcray. Hey. Pig Latin, otherwise Mr. Jack knows what we're talking about.
Oh, yes, of course. Jack is very smart. Well then, uke slay. I not way opstay ande aske eighth fe, ether way ishe inkstay if ite may eBay, akjays, olers may.
I actually speak very little Pig Latin, and I understand even less.
For goodness sake, go and see Faith.
Yes, that is a good idea.
Bye-bye, Jack.
Thank you for meeting with me. And what can I say? Congratulations.
Oh, you too. Thank you.
Right. So what would you say is your first order of business as the new mayor of Hope Valley?
How to explain? Well, as you know, I ran on the platform calling for fire safety.
I remember.
And your platform was...
Progress. Encouraging people to step boldly into a brighter tomorrow.
That's right. And Bill Avery's...
was about preservation, believing that people wanted to maintain their current way of life.
Yes, those were darn good platforms. Well, they certainly were. They're just excellent.
Okay.
Your next word is gravity. The force that pulls things to the earth is gravity.
Oh, my pencil.
Focus on your work, please. Yes, Cooper.
My pencil broke.
Oh. Here you go.
I don't like it.
Who?
Him.
Mr. Landis?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, we can discuss that later. But for now, why don't you head back to your seat?
All right, you wait right here. Good boy.
Molly, would you step in?
Of course. How is he? What do you think?
Permanent first molars don't typically come in earlier than 5 years, but his gums are a tiny bit inflamed.
Okay.
I can write a prescription.
I would want to check with Elizabeth.
Of course. You could always try ice.
He's not allowed.
He's not allowed to have ice?
Ice? Yes. We could try ice.
All right, well, come on back if that doesn't do the trick.
You know, things look much different here since the last time I saw it. You have a telephone.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Lucas.
Uh-huh.
Children go through all kinds of different growing pains. Some of them big, most of them little.
Yeah.
Relax. You were doing a wonderful job with little Jack.
Do you think so?
I know so.
Thank you.
Oh, step on in.
Hey, buddy. You did great. You ready to go? Let's go have some lunch.
There he goes. Well, that was frustrating. Interviewing Mayor Hickam. What's going on here?
Wyman Walden's leaving town.
Oh, well, that's good news.
He has to take his gun along.
Ah.
He's gonna be back. The question is why? What's this guy after?
Do you know where he's headed?
Brookfield.
Well, I'll check with my confidential source up there later.
You have a confidential source?
Yes, one in Benson Hills, one in Brookfield, 2 in Union City and Jameson. All good newspaper men and women have their confidential sources.
I'll let you know what I find out.
Okay.
Your interview didn't go well?
Michael has no plan. No vision for Hope Valley or its future.
He said that.
Not in so many words.
What did he say?
Not so many words.
Well, it must be daunting becoming mayor.
Sweetheart, I like Michael. I like him very much. You know that. I just don't think he's cut out for this job.
In your opinion?
In my opinion. I should give him another chance. Thank you for reminding me.
Ned, I need to send this back.
Didn't this just arrive?
Yeah, it's too big.
Oh, well, I'll make sure to send it along.
I was just coming to see you. I wanted to ask you to dinner. To thank you for helping me and Newton.
No need, Nathan. It was my pleasure.
I insist. I know you've been in town only a few weeks, so you haven't tried all our restaurants yet.
No more than a dozen times apiece.
Well, it's your choice.
How about the saloon? Tonight?
I'll see you there.
The latest pharmacy invoices.
Oh, thank you, May.
Do not mention this to Florence.
Not a word, Nathan.
The children are busy with their readers, so this would be a good time for us to discuss my accreditation.
I'm afraid there isn't anything that I can do.
Why are you being so unreasonable?
Please don't take this personally. Believe me, I'm not being punitive.
You have no jurisdiction here, and
Well,
yet
that
you
won't be the
behave as
case
though
with
you
the
do.
influx of
I
new
understand
students
that
as
things are going to
workers
change,
begin
which
to
is why
arrive to
I'm
build
trying
the
to work with
foundry.
you. But Mr. Landis, until there are more students, this is still my school under my authority. Please leave.
What? His hat is stuck.
Look at this, Mrs. Thorpe. You see what your students have done?
Children, everyone, please.
Whoever's responsible for this should be ashamed. You should all be.
As you said, Mr. Landis, these are my students. Be assured, I will handle this matter.
I completely lost my temper. And it wasn't even that long ago I had Henry speak to the children about resolving their disagreements peaceably.
Well, it is my opinion that you have been more than patient with this Landis. He has no jurisdiction until, well, if and when you are required to become part of the Valley School District.
And that is why I've been trying to work with him, just in case. And now... Have you heard anything about when the foundry workers and their families might be arriving?
It could be any day now. Are you sure it was Cooper who glued down Mr. Landis's hat?
Did I see him do it? No. But Cooper has made it perfectly clear how much he dislikes Landis. After all, he thinks this is all about his sister, when actually it's also about... Well, I don't know what else it's about. But it isn't just certification. I'll walk you back to town.
I saw Lucas and little Jack earlier today.
How were they doing?
Lucas will make a wonderful father. Oh, don't give me that look. You obviously feel the same way.
Yes. But perhaps you could slow my trip down the aisle just a bit?
Are you leaving for the day?
Yes, I am. But please, come in.
I need your help.
Well, you said that when you first arrived in town, but it's been some time since.
What I tell you remains in confidence. Is that correct?
If I were your attorney...
You're hired.
Have a seat. How can I help?
I'm a fugitive of sorts. From my husband. Well, he's not my
husband.
It's confusing. You may want to take notes.
Never to hurt a child or anyone, for which they gain praise from those who promise to help. But it was the sheriff of not budget his own to justice. It was that very morning when on his way to Nottingham and passing through Sherwood Forest that Robin knelt before Richard the Lionheart and declared, "I would rather keep the law and do good than live outside the law. For you are my Lord and my King." The end. Good night, buddy.
Good night, buddy.
How long were you listening?
Long enough to know that I feel more for you than I realized. And I don't know what I would have done if you hadn't offered to help.
You would have thought of something. Why don't I go get us dinner from the saloon?
I'd offer to cook, but I have to admit that sounds pretty nice.
I'll be right back.
Henry?
Bill?
Where do you stand with the oil company?
Well, I've agreed to stay if the investors decide to buy in.
And what do you know about Wyman Walden?
Not much. I'm staying clear of anything that has to do with the foundry. Why, you think that they're connected?
No. I just don't like some of the things going on around here.
Lucas?
Evening.
A little late for a picnic, isn't it?
Oh, no, I'm bringing Elizabeth dinner.
How nice.
Lucas.
Whatever it is, Wyman, it'll have to wait.
This can't wait.
Well, after you.
You don't think Lucas is becoming entangled with Walden, do you?
Oh, he's too smart for that.
Of course, he's smart, but he was behaving awfully beholden.
I forgot this at the pharmacy.
Thanks for coming.
Happy to be here.
Lodex.
Topical muscle relaxant. Faith agrees it could help your shoulder. I bet her that you'd be scrapping your sling any minute now. Made me a winner. You didn't say anything, but I noticed you trying to loosen it up.
Mint.
Just rub it on.
Well, you're the doctor. Or the pharmacist.
Jack is sound asleep. I love you. Yes, darling. Sorry to wake you.
Have I been asleep long?
No, not very long. You two must have had quite the big day.
It's very hard work being a mother.
I suppose it's getting late.
I should go.
Are you sure you'll be able to come back again tomorrow?
Yes, I am sure. You still need someone.
And besides, I think I'm going to take up child sitting as a way to earn extra money.
Well, good night.
Good night. Good morning.
Lucas, your eye, what happened?
I walked into a door.
I don't think so. Let me see.
No, it's fine. Really, it'll be fine. Hi, buddy. How are you?
So we're not even going to discuss this?
No, we're not, because you need to go to school, and Jack and I, we need to go sailing. Well, in dry dock, anyways. Just like the one that your father had.
Well, that is a very thoughtful gift. Thank you.
Everything will be fine. I can't even feel it.
All right. Then I am casting off.
Hey, maybe we could get some ice cream later, all of us. A special treat.
Why not? After all the help you've been, you deserve 2 scoops. Bye, sweetheart.
Oh, here you are.
You saved me a trip. Thank you. We also need some aperient and creosote.
I'll bring those right over.
May, how are you?
Hi.
Is this a bad time, or?
No, not at all. It'll only take a moment to get your blood pressure. Henry Cowan, have you met May Sue?
Pleasure. I think I saw you having dinner with Nathan last night.
Henry, why don't you head on in? What am I saying? Let's go in together. I'll take your BP.
Yesterday, as I think most of you heard, I lost my temper with Mr. Landis. I will be apologizing to him the first chance I have. But what happened to his hat, what someone thought was funny, is not. Now, I haven't asked who's responsible. I was hoping that whoever it was would come forward on their own. Yes, Cooper.
Mrs. Thornton, I did it.
I want you to know I'm proud of you for admitting it was you.
Yes, ma'am. But I'm not sorry.
And why is that?
Landis doesn't.
Mr. Landis.
Mr. Landis does nothing but make trouble for everyone, especially you and Angela.
I appreciate you wanting to help your sister and Mrs. Thornton and your classmates. But you only made more trouble, Cooper.
At least I did something.
That doesn't make it right.
Mr. Landis and I will do our best to solve our problems. But that isn't going to happen until we respect one another.
I'd still do it all over again.
I'm sorry to hear you say that. We'll talk about this more at home. Right now, you need to know that you'll need to replace that man's hat.
What for?
Hush.
Now, you can earn money working with me. As for your punishment here with Miss Thornton, that's up to her.
You'll never understand.
Well, I'll never stop trying to. And I'll always be here if you want to explain.
Thank you, Elizabeth.
I'm sorry if I made trouble for you, Miss Thornton. I'm sorry.
Gabe, I shouldn't need to hear about an arrest made in Brookfield from someone here in Hope Valley. Keep me posted. Well, your informant up in Brookfield was right. The Mounties arrested Walden, but they couldn't hold him.
Couldn't hold him.
No one would press charges. Folks up there are intimidated, apparently for good reason. When Walden left town, one of the merchants was found shot. He's alive but unconscious.
Walden?
No one knows.
But the Mounties think he was running the same property scheme.
Scam.
Call it what you will, the same scheme scam that he ran on Jesse and Clara.
As far as they understand, yes. When Walden returns, I'm gonna get his gun and run a ballistics test. And there he is now.
Bill, we want the explosive.
Out of the car, Walden. Into the street.
Hey, Henry, would you mind watching little Jack? Maybe bring him back inside? I'll be right back.
Sure.
Thanks.
Do we have a problem?
Spurlock, the only problem is that you still don't realize that there's a problem.
I'll need your gun.
Under what authority are you asking for?
Stay out of this.
Bill, I'm afraid I can't oblige. I seem to have lost my gun.
All right, hands up.
I left mine outside town on Foundry property. I'm only here to enjoy some refreshments with Mr. Walden.
Now I assume we can go about our day?
Gentlemen, if you intend on sending me some kind of message to try and intimidate me, I'm fine with that. But I'm warning you both not to go anywhere near Miss Thornton or her son.
Lucas, everything all right?
Everything's aces, Constable.
Hello? Join us for ice cream in town. Hello? Hello?
Elizabeth, it's Florence.
Of course. Florence, I have a telephone.
Yes, Lucas had it installed. I'm just testing the line. Very good then.
No. Not very good then. Lucas, I don't want a telephone.
All right.
I'll have nothing but endless, unwanted interruptions.
I understand.
It happened when Lee and Rosemary installed their phone, and
I'll have it taken out.
I just... You will?
Of course.
I think what bothers me is...
I didn't ask. It's your house. I understand. I fully respect that.
Thank you.
Would you like some ice cream?
Yes, please. Actually, why don't you wait on having the telephone taken out?
Whatever you like.
Could come in handy.
Especially in an emergency.
You're being awfully agreeable.
It's the way I like to argue.
Are we arguing?
Well, that's up to you.
This is very delicious. Isn't this ice cream so good?
So good.
Ice cream makes everything better, even a disagreement. Right, buddy?
Right, buddy?
Oh, Hickam, come in. Listen to this letter from Clara. It turns out our goat doesn't like Jesse. Today, when Jesse had his back turned, Mags charged him and ripped the seat out of his pants. Hickam, I've been thinking about this office. My office.
I have too. That's why I'm here.
Molly stopped by. Tried to find a way to split this place in two.
Oh, I hadn't considered.
But it's not gonna work out. And seeing as I've been here for so long.
Bill, I found my own office.
Oh, yeah? Well, good for you, Mike. That shows real initiative that you found your own office here in Hope Valley.
It's next door.
Next door?
We're gonna be neighbors. So, you're welcome, neighbor.
Were you surprised to hear Cooper say he'd do it again?
We need to get to the bottom of this, and not just when Cooper says he's ready.
I hear you.
I finished sleeping.
Head on home and start your homework.
No time to play?
You heard your mama.
I'll get my books.
There's more going on with that boy of yours, and just not liking Landis.
What happened to Minnie, I miss my boy.
Excuse me, sir. This your car? Hold up a second. I noticed some damage to the front of your car here. Sir, stop. Wait!
I thought it was rather ingenious when Ned showed it to me.
So, the object is to connect the words up and down.
And sideways.
And sideways, based on the given clues.
That's correct.
What did you say the name of this game was again, Ned?
Interconnected word puzzle.
Interconnected word puzzle. Doesn't exactly roll off the tongue, does it?
You really think this could be a weekly feature in the Valley Voice?
Florence, I do. Sweetheart, what do you...
Pop caught the man who hit Bounce Nathan. Caught him home by himself. Yeah, Pop. Minnie.
Yes.
What's going on?
I missed all the excitement.
That was pretty much over before it began, thanks to Joseph.
How's your shoulder?
From locking up the cell door.
I mean, are you up to walk Newton on a lead, or should I come along just in case?
Yeah, I think just in case you should, you know?
So what did he say? The man who hit you.
I didn't do it.
I hear that's what most people in jail say. Is that right?
Always. Everyone's innocent.
Right.
Until proven guilty.
That's true.
You want me to stick around?
Not if you'll only have us rearranging furniture. Elizabeth is a lovely writer. Thank you for letting me borrow this.
You're welcome.
You know, I don't see myself in Dr. Hartner. You think Elizabeth based that character on me?
Well, not the part where her seafaring husband was swept out to sea.
No. But her relationship with him seemed so easy. Too much of the time Carson and I were together, it never felt that way. Our love took effort.
A relationship might be effort, but when love's not there, being together can be overwhelming.
Or even underwhelming.
That too. And I don't consider either of those things to be love.
Are you all right being single?
I am. I'm happy. I have a wonderful daughter, fabulous friends, splendid job. And who knows? Maybe someday I'll find love again.
With Bill?
We're kindred spirits. And that seems to be enough for us.
I think that's where Carson and I will find ourselves too someday. I hope so, anyway. I'll always be close. I miss him, though. I do.
Of course you do. Don't stay too late.
Good night. Hello, Dr. Carter speaking. Carson! Oh my goodness, hi. Yes,
Mr. Landis.
Mrs. Canfield.
Next Sunday on an all-new When Calls the Heart.
Angela and I don't like him.
Let's discuss Angela Canfield.
A single student can hold back an entire class.
My family and we'd like to have you to our home for dinner.
You would?
I am hoping to sit across the table from a man I do not like and change his heart.
When Calls the Heart is all new next Sunday night at 8.